So, especially with how many new people who are coming into our organization, I really wanted to do kind of like a basics call and touch on a few things that we've had a ton of questions on, and then allow you guys just to ask any questions that you have. The first thing is, I think, understanding the comp plan. I got so many questions last night about how we were going to get paid, who gets paid, all of the things. And so I really wanted to like break it down for you. And I'm going to share my screen so that way you guys can see it. I have to log in first. All right. I guess it helps if I actually hit share screen. Okay, so this is our new comp plan. Now, in order to get paid, you first have to have 100 PV in your own volume in order to be qualified to get paid. And then secondly, depending on which side of the comp plan you're working on, so we're going to start with the ambassador side first because it's the easiest way to build through the ranks because it's not just you doing it, it's you and your organization. One thing that I want to clarify at the very beginning, if you enroll a spouse as a customer, you will not get paid on that, and that will not help your rank. We don't buck the system here. It literally is you helping other people build with product. And so you want to make sure that your card is not on anybody else's account, and your address cannot be the same as a customer's address. Okay. And then to go builder. So anything you do from today until next Friday, you will get paid on the following Friday. And if you want to look for our pay schedule, somebody's unmuted. If you want to look at in what day you'll get paid off of what, there's actually a pay schedule in your ARC app under business resources, and then it's the pay schedule. So it'll tell you exactly what you're going to get from which date to which date and when it'll be paid. Okay. And so you want to look at going builder first. Builder is 150 from 2 personally enrolled ambassadors will take you builder very quickly. Now, if you're only enrolling people with 100 PV, which is not recommended, recommended is 150 because then you can build very quickly. You're going to need to get 3 ambassadors at 100 because if you look at builder, your max out for builder is 150, 150. And so you can't have somebody come in with 200 and somebody come in with 100 and you be able to go builder. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? I'm getting some head nods, so I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. And then you want to look at going pro. And so pro really truly is going to those 2 people that you enrolled and helping them then enroll 2 people at 150, and you're actually going to bypass builder because you're going to then, if you do it with both of them and help each one of them go builder, then you're going to have 900 in personal like in overall volume. Okay. And so then you keep doing that. That is how we build here is we really just, we help one person get started and then we help them get their 2 people get started. Okay. And if you plug into the system and you follow the system, you will move through the ranks very, very quickly. The reason that I was as successful as I was when I came in is because Taylor and Brooke said, okay, you have these 2 people, help them get their 2 people. And that's what I focused on. I didn't personally recruit last month until the very last day of the month. because I was too busy helping everyone in my organization get there too. And that's the joy of this business. If you have 2 personally enrolled ambassadors, you never have to recruit another one. Now, those ambassadors do have to be qualified every single month. And so if your 2 personals aren't being qualified, then you need to get somebody else in your organization who is going to be qualified and that does want to run a business. And that is where the business mindset comes in here, is you truly want people who know that it is an investment every single month. McDonald's, Starbucks, all those people, they all spend money every month to make money. And so you're going to have to invest into your own business in order to make a paycheck. And then we want to really talk about, a lot of us came in with a really big group, right? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And then customer wise, you do not need to have 2 ambassadors. If you're running solely off of the customer, and I know there's a few of us who have ranked on both sides of the comp plan, you just have to have the volume and you can continue to build up. And so customers really, really easy to rank, but they have to be customers. They can't just be somebody living in your house that you're using the product for, okay? So let's talk about how we actually are supposed to get started here. They went over this at Discover the Difference in Bronze Academy. We got started in a big group, so we didn't necessarily get launched the way that the system is supposed to work, okay? And sometimes we have to do that. If we're bringing in mass amount of people, we don't want anyone to fall through the system, so we do it in a big group. But ideally, the way that this should work is you should enroll a personal ambassador. So I'm going to take Lisa, for example, because she's my newest one that came in, and this is how we're actually launching her. And so you're going to do an onboarding call with them within 24 hours. Unfortunately, Lisa didn't get that because I was in court and in clinic. And so there was no me for 2 days. But she does have a Fab 5 scheduled for today. You're going to help your new ambassador invite 5. I tell people to invite 10 so that 5 show up. Your goal is to have 3 to 5 people on a business overview call within 48 hours. You guys, I signed up and I had a business overview within 24 hours. I actually had them back to back for an entire week after that, where I was inviting my personal people who I knew, and I could tell Brooke exactly who they were and what they were about, to a call so she could cater that call to them. And so you want to be doing Fab Fives with everyone in your organization, which means we all need to learn to present. And so if you're ready to learn to present with me, I will teach you. If anybody is free at 4 and wants to share their testimonies, like the first step of presenting is sharing your business or your product testimony. The second step is you do the front half, I do the back half of the business overview. The third step is I do the front half, you do the back half. That way, by presentation number 3, you're presenting on your own. That is how it should look like. We shouldn't be waiting until people go executive for them to be presenting. We need to be training everybody and spending that one-on-one time, because your business will move faster if you take time with your brand new ambassador and teach them, which means you have to learn the skills first. And I am more than willing to teach every single person in our organization, and so is Taylor, how to present, because it's not hard. We have a slideshow. Literally, you guys, the first time I presented, I literally just read it off the slideshow. I shared my story because we're not presenting Q, we're presenting you. People want to join with you because of your story and how it's impacted your life. And so I make sure I talk about when I got to sit down with Jake and he told me to let go of all control, which was really, really hard. I talk about that he never asked me my rank, because those are things that are important. I talk about how the products have changed my life, because that's my testimony. And now I talk about how the business has transformed every area of my life. And that's what you want to be doing. And then you help every single person within 48 hours set up a Fab 5, because you have a shelf life of 5 days with a new ambassador. You don't get them excited. You don't get them winning in 5 days. You can count them out because they probably will leave. Everybody has a story, maybe. You have to really think, like, even in my first 24 hours, I had a story. I hadn't even tried the products yet, but I had been able to plug into people who believed in me. When's the last time you had somebody who would just get on Zoom with you just to talk to you? When's the last time that you did life with people? Because I can tell you, you've had that here, because I've done it with you. And so instead of counting yourself out and I don't have, start looking at what you do have and be grateful for every little thing along the way. The little things add up to the big things. Okay. And then the last thing I really want to talk about is like setting goals and your 5Fs. I'll tell you what changed the way I did business, because a lot of us came from other projects, right? And so what changed the game for me was showing how this was different, how I was showing up for my family, how I was showing up for my fitness, my finances. Like, talk about FFM and people will flock to you. The first people that I ever had interested were not anyone from my previous project, that like they all came in with me. But the first actual people that got interested is because I made a post about how excited I was to be able to get a financial advisor and pay off debt, because I have made a substantial amount of income in my last project and have nothing to show for it. Nothing. Because I didn't know what to do with my money. So I would get money, I would spend money. I didn't have a savings account. Now I have 2 savings accounts and I've only been in for 10 weeks. And so talk about the little wins along the way and the things that you're excited for. If you don't have product yet, you don't have a store yet, talk about what you're excited to do. All of you can log into the MyQFit app and start pouring in there. We have an accountability chat for our 5Fs, because I'm telling you, if you show up in your 5Fs, your business will explode, because people will see the difference between the person who hid behind the computer screen to the person who's out living their best life. And how do you portray that on your own wall? How do you show that in your stories? How do you show that in the daily interactions that you have? Are you leaving your house? Are you hanging out with people? Because they'll see it. So who has questions in what they should be doing? What? What question do you got? Oh, he's out. I don't think you guys could see him, but my husband was standing behind me raising his hand, because he's a dork. But like, this is for you guys to be able to figure out, where do you need help? What do you need? Because I'm not a mind reader. That didn't change. I still can't read anybody's mind. So if you need something, you have to tell me. And this business loves speed. So one thing that I'll tell you guys is, if you do not plug in and run and ask for help, we don't know you need it and you will get left behind. Go ahead, Navy.
I have trouble doing all the tests at one time. Like, not at one time, but like throughout the day. Like, I will sit there and do my birthdays, my interactions, adding people, but then I won't post.
Okay.
Or I'll post all day and then don't do the other things. Like, I have a hard time balancing all of that along with my 9 to 5.
And so it comes down to routine, like, and scheduling and really setting goals. And so our job, you guys, is to pique interest. So how are you piquing interest? It can be through posting, it can be through messaging, it can be through your stories, it can be from the interactions that you have in your daily life. A lot of my new ambassadors are coming from people that I get around with locally. Okay. And then you can schedule all of your posts. I found out this last week, like, you can literally sit down on Sunday and schedule them for the entire week if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that, but because I post about what's going on in the moment, but you can schedule all of your posts. And we don't have a massive task list. Like, yes, you should be adding to your organization. Sending happy birthdays is building relationships. And so I created a new task list that just has the minimal things on it. And I sit down and have it done in 10 minutes. Because I have 10 people that I'm actively engaging and building relationships with for an entire week. And I'm adding.
That was my next question. The building relationships. Like, do you just get 10 people on Monday and just like, all right, this is my 10 people for the whole week, and I'm gonna stick to that 10 people all week? That's what you do. And then once that 10 is over, you go to the next thing.
Building relationships with those 10 people, I'm in their inbox. I'm commenting on the things on their wall. Like, I'm truly getting to know who those people are. Lisa was one of my 10 people. And now look what happened. Brittany was one of my 10 people. She also has enrolled. Like, you've really just got to pour into building relationships with those people. And when I look at the 10 people that I want, I look at people on my wall who I either have had industry experience, who have had a personal relationship with me, who are very positive. people that I want to bring into my circle, because your circle matters. And are you bringing negative people into your circle? Because if you're bringing negative people in, it's just going to pull you down and you're going to be tapped out by the end of the day. Yes, I will repost my list in the chat today of what I'm doing. It's super easy. I had to go to a weekly list because I was not doing the daily printout, rewrite, all of the things. Like, I like to work smarter, not harder. Okay, I'm going to check the chat. FYI, if you don't know me, I cannot talk and read the chat. Okay, so when it comes to your Fab 5, you want to, those should be like your closest friends and family that you're inviting onto that, not people you need to build relationships with. So your Fab 5 is your A list, people that you could text or call right now and it wouldn't be weird. And I have a friends and family message. I highly encourage you guys be using voice messaging and not just sitting behind typing it out. It makes a huge difference. And you're just asking them if they would be open to getting on and seeing what you got your hands on before you get really big with it. And I'll drop all of the scripts in our chat today so that you guys have them. But I'll tell you, the one that we got from Bronze Academy is the best one I've ever used. It says, hey, I don't know if you're in this place right now where you would be interested in taking a look at something. But if I sent you something that I believe that you should get your eyes and ears on, would you be open to checking it out? That's all it is. And I have gotten way more yeses than anything else I've done. And you want to relate to them on a personal matter. So if you know that they're struggling with income, or maybe they're a bored mom who really just needs some interaction, like, play to the relationship you have with that person, which is why this is all relationship building, not mass messaging.
So I have another question. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
I am in a women empowerment group, right? And they encourage us to like share our businesses and stuff like that. Can I share that message inside the group, or should I do it separately, everybody individually? My goal is to like get all of them on one call together so we can all.
So ideally, you want to build individual relationships with the people in that group and message them separately. However, you can make a post if they allow posting and like building your business and stuff in that group that says, hey, I'm having a business overview call tonight. If you're interested in earning an extra source of income, or maybe just even creating some friends along the way, do you want to check out what we have? Because I'll tell you, some people join this for the community. We all want to make an income, but 90% of us joined this because of the community that it offered. The income was extra. And the products are phenomenal. Like, I have yet to use a product I don't like or that doesn't work. I mean, don't get me wrong, turpentines taste like crap, but they work really well. So you win some, you lose some here, okay? There's only so much you can do because you don't want to get rid of the effectiveness. And so some resources that you guys have is we do have an accountability chat, which is like popping right now. I can't even keep up because the girls are very, very invested in completing their 5Fs and showing what they're doing with them, because it looks different for everybody, right? And that's where you need to get rid of the comparison game. Do not compare yourself to me. I am the exception to the rule. Do not compare yourself to any of the other leaders coming over who are running through the ranks in 30 days. They're an exception to the rule. Okay? Don't get caught up in comparison, because your story is yours and my story is mine. And that baby is so dang cute. And I think he wants to talk. So where can I show up for you guys to help you be successful? I know Alexa's diving in to presenting and onboarding, and she's killing it.
So good. Mandy, I think mine is like helping my new people not get so overwhelmed with like 85 Facebook message groups and 31 apps and 1,200 websites they need to follow. And
so you don't have to do all of that. In their first week, your goal is to get them 3 Fab 5s in 1 week and help their people get invited, because you are running very, very fast. And so that was me in the first 2. I didn't have all of the chats. I didn't have all of the Facebook groups. You can ask the girls who came in with me. We just did business overview, business overview, business overview. for a solid 3 weeks. I think we had a business overview every single night and we invited to it.
Okay.
That is the simple system. So onboarding somebody is not adding them to chats, is not putting them in Facebook groups. It's really truly getting to know who they are, how this business can financially impact their family, and then helping them invite people to a Fab Five or an overview call.
Okay.
I'll tell you, while we did big overview calls because we were moving really fast, there are a lot of people that didn't sign until we took the time to do one-on-one or smaller overview calls.
Okay.
Okay. Like Cheyenne was on a big one, and it wasn't until I got on a one-on-one with her that she signed up.
Okay. And then like a lot of the girls I've been reaching out to, like don't have, like it's at such an inconvenient time for them. So I've just been sending out the like 6-minute, sent out the like 35-minute recording. And then they're like, I haven't had time. So I'm now sending like that 9-minute one out.
Yeah. So you want to always start with Marielle's tiny one and see like, are you interested? So this is what I did with Britt. I sent the tiny one and she goes, oh my gosh, I am so interested. I think I did that with Lisa too. I sent her the Snidbit one and then invited her to a call. Because once the 9-minute call hooks them and they want to know more, they will make the time to get on a longer call.
Okay. And then, sorry, one more question. I've got one of my friends that's from Japan, but she lives in Minneapolis. And so I've been talking with her about like getting all of her like family and stuff on board with us. I mean, I don't know what resources we have for like the Japanese
a ton
market.
Brooke actually went over and launched the Japan market. And so like we have a ton of resources when it comes to, the smaller videos and boards. It says overview with Marielle. It's the second one over, but we have a ton of resources when it comes to Japan because Brooke got to help launch that. She was one of the main stage speakers for it. And so anytime that you guys have an international question, you can come to me and then we'll put Brooke in a chat and she will help because the business is the same essentially, right? Like our system is the same regardless of what country we were in. And I had to learn this when we talked to a gal in New Zealand because I never went international with any other project because it was different in every market. All of the products, the business structure, how you ran your business, all of that was different. Here it's the same. Some products are different because like New Zealand and Australia don't have any CBD products. So some of the products are different, but the business model is the same.
Okay. I just like, if she does end up enrolling, I don't want her to feel like all of a sudden she has to know the business, everything within the business and translate all that for her family and friends over there.
No. And none of your new ambassadors, whether they're in the States or in a different country, have to know everything. I still don't know everything. I just say, hey, tag Brooke, you're it. And that is why our system works, because we don't actually want you answering the questions. Even if you know them, we want to teach people the system. And so it says, actually, there's somebody I want you to meet who's going to be able to answer all of your questions. And you either tag in me, Taylor, or Brooke. We're going to be able to help you. Or some of you have an elite in between me. And so you can go to your elite and then they'll tag me or Taylor in.
Okay.
Or whatever upline that you relate to. I know some of you guys are using Kim and Taylor or Kim and Lauren because Kim was in Beachbody and Lauren never had any industry experience. You can use whatever mentor that works for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Like you don't have to use me every single time. You can use whoever you want. Cheyenne, if you want a Fab Five, we will set one up. It's me. Or Alexa. Alexa can do them. Okay. And all you guys have to do is ask. Like we will 110% help you in any way that we possibly can. And if we can't, we will find a person who can. But I'm not going to hunt you down every day either and say, hey, you need to do this. That's not my job. My job is to run with those who want to run with it. And so ask questions. Like we want you blowing up our phones. I can't even tell you how long the thread between me, Brooke, and Taylor is in my first 2 weeks. But I message them every single day. Here's what I'm doing. What should I be doing? What do I need to do? How do I do this? You ask the questions, we'll give you the answers. What other questions do you guys have?
I think also like one of my biggest hurdles is people coming in with like me, like negative dollars and not having the means to do a monthly payment. So like, do you think, would it be wise to just have them like try to enroll as many customers as possible, or like how do they make up for that?
Okay, so we don't actually encourage people come start a business until they have an income. Now,
Okay.
however, there are a few exceptions to the rule. Alexa got started without personal volume, but she knew that she would have to really change all of the things that she's doing. She would have to meet with the FFM, and she would have to enroll a customer in order to even earn a paycheck her first month. And you won't get paid on that customer. Like you get 100 PV, that rolls over to you and you don't make an income on it, which is unfortunate because that's an extra $15 you could have made, right? And so we really want people running their own subscription. And so you help people make an income in their first 30 days because people need to be enrolling with volume. There are very few exceptions to the rules, and there are people who really were invested in changing everything that they're doing to make an income.
Okay.
But not everybody's willing to. There's a difference between being broke and poor. Poor wants to stay where they're at. Broke is willing to do something about it.
Okay. Thank you.
And so Cheyenne, like your goal is to make enough. And and I had this conversation with a couple of people yesterday too. So just because you earn a paycheck, one of the very first things that FFM told me, it's not your paycheck until you've paid your business first. So if you earn $50, that $50 gets put away to run next month's subscription. You need to pay your business so it keeps running. Q is extra until you've met, like you don't have an income from Q until it's surpassed what it costs to run your business. So every time you get a paycheck, that money goes away until your auto shipment is paid for. And then you use the rest. Like then you use the extra money for bills or whatever, because before Q, you didn't have extra money for bills, right? So it's no different than where you are right now until you have surpassed that income. And it was really hard. You can ask the girls on Mindset when my financial advisor told me that, because I was very angry about it. And I didn't feel like they helped me in any way, shape, or form until I really wrapped my head around it. And you need to set up your FFM. If there's a person on this call who hasn't set up their FFM, ask. Oh, Simone's not on. I told her I was going to climb through the phone last night and slap her until she did set it up.
Question: how long do it usually take for them to get back to you?
So there's a mass influx of people right now. And so it can take, like mine, I think took 2 weeks. Now some people are taking, like my mom's took her almost 4 weeks to be able to get an email back.
Okay.
So what happens is you turn in all of that and then they're going to text you. And if you haven't heard from them in 2 weeks, message them again. And I'm the same way. Like if you send me something and I haven't responded, or I'm apparently having massive issues with group chats, if I haven't said anything, text me. My watch either opened it, I seen it and said I was going to respond and forgot, or I didn't ever get it. And so don't sit there and wait. You guys can text me. It's not intentional. I'm not ignoring you on purpose, I promise. Because if I ignore you, my business also isn't successful, right? My job is to help the newest people win so I can be successful too. I can't sit at the top and make an income without helping other people. It's not set up that way. Plus, I thoroughly just love people. Okay. Okay, you want to get your 2 ambassadors as fast as you can, Cheyenne, because so here's the thing. If you're running after a promotion, you have to have those 2 qualified. So your goal is literally just to come in and run with them. Like there's not a strategy as far as like, no, we don't actually want to enroll them until after your thing runs. No, you want to go hit the ground running. Okay. This isn't the same as our last project where we strategically, or thought we were being strategically enrolling people at a certain time. You have to really, truly unlearn everything you've learned from all of your past projects. Don't forget the lessons you learned, but all of the skills or talent, I'm not even sure they were skills, whatever it was that made you successful in your last project, you get to unlearn that and really learn skills in a system. And our system is really, really, really easy. You pique interest by posting, messaging, stories in person. You invite to a call. You connect to a mentor. And there's a lot of you who are missing this piece. You connect them to a mentor who sorts them customer ambassador. They enroll, onboard, and start again. That is all we do. There's not some big, long, drawn out process with 1,000 tasks. You pique interest, you invite, you expose, you connect, and you start over. Like, it's super simple. It seems too simple.
Okay, so I've got a question. So you said like with the like you send them over to y'all. The girl that got on my like the Zoom the other night, everybody kind of bombarded her, and so like she doesn't have like a chat where she can go and message like just you.
So
And
open
so
one.
like, she's just been messaging me and stuff like that. Like her husband, is just kind of like back and forth on all the things. And like I've been talking to Alexa, like, she was like, just try to get him and her like hop on a Zoom with one of y'all and stuff like that. So I don't know, like, should
Well,
I
and
put
that
it in
should be
chat
the
with
goal.
you?
Yeah, you can put it in our chat. So the goal of our 3-way chats isn't to do everything in the chat. Our goal is to get them, just like we did with you, on Zoom, where we can truly build a relationship and answer their questions. This business is moving it away from chat in person, whether that be through Zoom or, like I'm doing today, meeting with people in person. Okay. And when we set up 3-way chats, they should have no more than 3 people or sometimes 4 in them. If one person is sitting back and watching how the mentors are doing it, then there should be 4. Otherwise, it should be you, the person, and the mentor. Because otherwise you are bombarding people and it is too much. It's the rule of 3. Something we learned at Discover the Difference, okay? And if you guys haven't watched those yet, a lot of the videos are in your back office under Discover the Difference videos and resources. And so you have access to go back and watch all of that. And then sampling is another thing I wanted to talk about. If you watched Brooke on stage, she said, I don't actually believe in selling your samples. And I'll tell you the difference between selling your samples, where you're a dealer, and actually just getting product in front of people. Do you know my last 2 ambassadors came from me giving them a sample? Because once they try the products, they're not turning back. I got a phone call. Go ahead.
What was your sample?
So with Lisa, like I asked her, what are you working for? Like, what are your goals? And she was like, I need to lose weight and I need energy. So I did 1 day of core, Q Sport, I did Crave, and I did collagen because she was already taking another collagen. And and then I think I may have done greens. I'm not sure. But I just do 1 of each one so that they can try all of the products to see that they taste good. And then she calls me the next day and goes, I've never not been tired at work. And they didn't make me sick and I feel like a human. That's how you're going to sign people up. They're effective in the first dose. And then what did you sign up with is 90% in what you're using, what your organization is going to sign up with. So Lisa signed up with a Women's Vitalize pack because that's what I use. And I tell people I order every month. Okay. Brittany down at the clinic who signed up, I took her because she's here in town, a already made Tiger Sport that she passed around the entire office for everyone to drink because it was so good, with a sample pack of Tiger Sport, Crave, and our greens. And then the next day I took her a brew with mocha malt in it for her protein for lunch because she didn't get a lunch. And let me just tell you, I'm pretty sure that girl's going to blow me out of the water with customers. It's literally just letting people try them.
I think we're gonna need a one-on-one because I need all these facts.
And I'm here whenever you guys
down.
need me. Like I will do one-on-one coaching calls. All you have to do is message me. Now, I am going to tell you that I'm mainly only available during the day. If you want evenings, there's only a couple nights a week I'll do them because I also am very protective of my family time. And with my daughter's new diagnoses, we will have very, very strict routines. And then I will do Saturday mornings and Sunday evenings. But that's the beauty of this business is you do get to protect your family time. You do get to take a day off. Okay, there's more stuff in the chat. My daughter's actually using Vitalize now too, because it helps with cystic acne. So we have lots of bottles of that floating around. We love it. Kayla will tell you it's her favorite product. She'll fight somebody for Vitalize.
Is it worth giving a sample of the detox?
So what you would do to sample the detox tea is you take the 2 bags and you type out the instructions or write them out, and then they make it and use it for a week, and I'll tell you they'll never take it off their auto ship. I don't know if I would mail detox tea because it's not in a bag and it's not, but I do that in person. And that's why I'm able to build so much in person, and where I'm not, other people are building in their hometown. Like I'm obviously not in Colorado. I'm obviously not in Casper. But they can build in those hometowns, right? I can build in Utah and Wyoming because I'm in both places. And so I can drop products off. You better believe every single time that I take my daughter down to Utah, I'm dropping samples off somewhere. And I'll show you how I do that. So I got these little bags on Amazon for super cheap. I got like 500 of them when I was down at the salon because I used to make soaps and stuff in them. I printed out this little thing. So it's my phone number and my QR code for my customer link. And then it says helping you heal from the inside out. Okay. I stick all of these in one bag. I tell them how to use each one and to tag me in a post that they got a sample and let me know how they feel. That's all I do. And so I carry these in my car so I can give them to the waitress, to the person, to the mom in the school line who's complaining she's tired. And all of this is a tax write-off. Giving out your samples is like buying the samples to give out is a tax write-off. All right. Yes, Taylor's are freaking adorable. Mine may not be as cute as Taylor's, but. And then sending like, how are you pouring into your newest ambassadors? I know when we all got started, we got little goodies in the mail, and most of you should have gotten a handwritten card from me when you started. I haven't done the end of last month. Well, you just started. You don't count. I haven't had a chance to breathe since you started yet, Lisa. I've known her since I was a baby. I can talk to her like that.
All right, I'm sorry. I have a lot of questions.
Okay, first, stop saying sorry.
Okay. I bought the balm. Yeah, the balm for one of my coworkers. Now, should I give her the whole thing or should I just put some in a little container for her to sample?
I do tiny little containers, and like the CBD shop here in town, they make a balm long before I joined Q Science, and they have these tiny little rubber containers. They're like, here, take this home and try it. Let me just tell you, me and Trevor were like, I need to know how to buy a big, huge bottle of that, because within the first day, I was like, I need it. And that's what you're doing by sampling. You're not supplying them. You're giving them enough to say, oh, I need to know how to get my hands on that. And then you can teach them, either you can be a customer or a customer who makes money, because all ambassadors are customers who make money. Okay. You look like you have a little more confidence now. Who else has questions? And then I think we're going to move into those of you who are close to me, the Utah and Wyoming area, and doing some events. So you can watch for those here soon. Alexa, just unmute instead of typing. You're coming. Okay. You didn't get a card from me, Jen? You should have. Here's the problem for some of you who got cards is I forgot to put a return address or put my name on it. Fine. I
That
have not
stuff
set them
made-
up.
Oh, I'm sorry. That
So
stuff you made with your coffee. What was it? The brew and what else?
mocha malt. So that's our protein, and that's what I've been drinking every single morning. I do 1 scoop in hot water with brew and then some creamer. And then in the afternoon, I do 2 scoops with milk and brew and have an iced coffee. And I'm never hungry anymore. It's great because I was a snacker. And I've lost 10 pounds, you guys.
I had got the complete and it did not work for me.
Okay, so let's talk about what the
I
difference
was
between
still
complete and
starving.
ultra lean is. Okay, complete is our vegan option. It does not taste as good. The ultra lean is our plant or is our non-vegan option, and it is a lot thinner. It like mixes with water and dissolves, and it is every single one I've tasted has been phenomenal. But the complete itself, I haven't liked any of them. They do have a texture. And so if you're a texture person, you definitely want to go after ultra lean. Unless you're going to blend it up and add a bunch of stuff to it. I just mix mine in water. Or coconut milk is pretty good too. As far as Utah events, I will be messaging you because you'll be helping with them. Like we have a decent sized Utah team now. And so we will be doing events in Utah. I'm going to talk to Taylor and Brooke about putting them on because Utah is also next to corporate office. I haven't nailed down an event schedule yet. I had to get my life together real quick first. But I'm telling you, if you can get products, even if they're like small ones. And so honestly, I could come down and launch you if you could get 10 people in a room. I could do a business overview. And that's what a lot of our organizations have done is they go to where somebody is in person and can get 5 to 10 people in one room. So if you are within driving distance of me and you can get 5 to 10 people in one room, I will come present in person where they get to try products. For those of you who don't live next to me, I'm really sorry. I'm not at a place I can just fly out to you every week yet. But Brooke can. And that's the thing, you guys. We have an advisory council member that we have complete access to. And so if you can get 15 people in a room, you can ask her to do events. That was the first thing that she told me. We could sit at a Starbucks and do an opportunity event all day long if you wanted. Just set it up. She will fly out here and do it for me. And so if you guys are committed to getting people in a room, we can get her there. Or I haven't met a single person who's had one-on-one time with Brooke who hasn't signed yet. But then my closing rate is about theirs with her. Every single person I've gotten one-on-one with has signed. Because it's about the connection. It's about the community. It's about knowing that there's an actual person on the other end. Okay, now there's more stuff in the chat. Oh, you're really close then. Yeah, Cheyenne's a long way from Utah. A long way. Okay, anybody have any other questions? Starting next week, Lena's going to help with content. I am not your content queen. I can teach you how to use some of the apps to make your own, but when it comes to wording and all of the things, I have somebody else send me the words that I put on the images that I make, in case you didn't know. But that's the thing, you don't have to have all the skills, you just have to know someone who does. and I gave up trying to learn all of the things. I'm just going to utilize the tools I have.
Lena is the best with content.
Mhm.
We used to sit down every Sunday and plan out the words for every week and then just add the picture as we go.
Yep. So we're going to do some of that. We're going to spend 30 minutes every Saturday on the back half of our team call doing content and teaching you guys how to create your own content. Because the one thing that made it really easy to run when I first came in is I didn't copy paste what everybody else was doing. My content was very genuine to me. And even if I used somebody's idea, I changed it to fit me. Okay, so I use Canva and Studio for everything to create content to post into my stories. I don't schedule my stories though. So if you're wanting like scheduling apps and things of that sort, I have no clue. I did use Canva. And if you are in Wyoming, message me. We have a Wyoming business group and they will actually pay for your Canva if you register with them. So Caitlin, that would work for you. Lisa. I found out about it after I paid for the year, but it's fine because it's a business write-off and I'll use it way more. You can make documents in it now. Our checklist I made in Canva. I've done everything in Canva. Our business presentations, they're in Canva. And if you want to present, then we need to make you a slide in my Canva. So that way you have your own slide for your presentation and you each will get a link to it. Like it's my favorite. I didn't like it at first because I didn't know how to use it, and learning new things is hard for me. If you guys haven't noticed.
I think I deleted it and re-downloaded it like 5 times already.
Yeah. But once you play in it, and I've now learned, I haven't learned as well, like document wise and slides I can do on my computer, but the rest of the content I just sit on my phone and do. And you can save all your projects in there. So it saves a, oh, those are cute. And I didn't know you could upload files into Zoom. I just learned something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are adorable.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Anybody need help? Okay, Lisa, you get to message me all day for inviting to help get your Fab Five set up. Does anybody want to give a product or a business testimony at 4 today? Remember, that's the first step in presenting. Lisa's going to do the product actually, because it's her Fab Five and she has phenomenal experience with the product on the first day. But I do need a business testimony. And then I need somebody who wants to intro me. Okay, Cheyenne, I'll message you. And that's how it should look when you're doing presentations. Somebody should intro the mentor who's coming on. And then somebody should give a business testimony. Somebody should give a product testimony. And then somebody should be presenting. So you're never presenting by yourself. And that shows people that there's always support. Okay. Because would you be more apt? Yeah, the creepy arm in the background. That's my husband. Like, for those of you who have never been on a team with me, that's his normal. He'll come in dancing, all the things. And then the cats usually, when I have my other chair over here sitting behind me, it's pretty comical. Okay, well then I'm gonna let you guys go. And if you need me, message me. You can blow me up in Messenger all day long. I will tell you, if you message me on Messenger, I don't lose it like all of the numbers I don't have saved in my text messages. Just a FYI. Ask Caitlin how long it took her to get her number saved in my phone. And then I saved the wrong Caitlin in there. It's fine. All right, friends. I love you, and I will talk to you later.